Team Affluent Artists, what's happening? We are live. I see several of y'all are here. I love it. Y'all on time. Let's rock and roll, man. Type your name and where you're from in the chat so I know that you can hear me. I got my chat up right here on the side on my phone so I can see and talk to you. Man, I'm excited to show you how to sell your art online, man. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get right into it, all right? I want to get right into it because I know why you are here. You have some art. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up real quick, and then we're going to share. We're going to get rocking and rolling. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen right now. All right, there we go. What's going on? Grandma Verla back in the building. What's up, Miss Verla? All right. So I know why you're here, man. It is 8:30. Let's get into it. All right. So you're here because you want to sell some art online like these artists right here. All right. So shout out to Jasmine. We're going to talk about her journey, how she made over $15,800 in 20 days. There go some more sales from Miss Joe right there. What's going on, man? Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for being here. All right. So we got the artist, got that cash on the table right there. So I'm going to show you how to sell your art online in any economy, man. There go Miss Tierra and her son. She taught her kids how to sell art. King Art right there. Jonte with the 2K piece. Jasmine with a piece for $350. All right. Type yes in the chat if you're ready to start selling some art like my man Joe right here for $2,000. All right. Want to let these artists get in the room. They go Miss Sahara with her daughter, Miss Tasha right there with that piece for $1,026. I see the yes coming through. Miss Joe, my guy Z right there. Diana. All right. I see the yeses coming through. Man, let's get into it. All right. So, man, if you're sick and tired of not selling the art you want, not pricing your art for what it's worth, and you're ready to become an affluent artist, just type yes in the chat for me. All right. Because if you haven't succeeded in the past, listen, it is not your fault. The art industry does not teach us how to sell art on purpose because they want to gatekeep and block artists from having access to success. And so I already knew this about the art market. They only wanted the chosen people, a few people to get through because I had that difficult experience myself because I'm an artist as well. All right. So I realized it's really us versus them. And us is you, me, the affluent artist on this masterclass right now. And we have to get sales direct with collectors, man, to really control our destiny, okay? And that's where Jasmine was, because I know it can be hard trying to be an artist, trying to figure this stuff out. And there's a lot of different just opportunities for us, man, but you just need some little help sometimes. And so Jasmine, I'm gonna read a little bit about her story. She said, let me put this into perspective for you guys. For years, I gave away my art for free. I joined Affluent Artists January last year. 1 year ago, I was still selling most of my art for $200. And my biggest sale this time last year was $500 to a hospital. This month, if I make no more money for the next 10 days, I will have total to make $15,800. I am floored. I never thought this was possible for me. Thank you, Sherez, for giving us the tools to make this passion into a business and for investing your time into my life. All right, type yes in the chat if you like to make over 15K in 20 days. All right. And so if you here and you type yes in that chat, my goal is simple. I want to help you become an affluent artist. All right. The goal for this presentation is to help two type of artists. I see the yes coming through. If you are a new artist, you'll get a step-by-step blueprint on how to create art that sells itself on Instagram so you can become an affluent artist that collectors love to buy and tell everyone about. If you are a master artist among us, you'll get the affluent artist secrets on how to smoothly transition to selling your art online at higher prices, keep more of your money, and get the worldwide recognition and status you deserve from the art industry. Then every affluent artist gets access to the new artwork app that makes it simple to sell your art and keep collectors buying over and over again. And so this new opportunity is the key to your desire to consistently sell art online, and it's only achievable by becoming an affluent artist. And so if I help you become an affluent artist so you can make more money selling art, will you promise to spend a little bit of that with me and my company in the future? Type yes in the chat. What's up? Ronnie said yes. Look said yes. See the boy, yes. GD said yes. I see the yeses coming through. Let's rock and roll, y'all. All right, so my name is Sharess, all right? And like many of you, I've been an artist my entire life. That picture in the top left, that's little Sharess right there. Man, when I was a kid, I used to love drawing the cartoons, like the Ninja Turtles come to mind. I used to draw the characters on the cereal boxes. And I just fell in love with art at a young age. And so that picture on the bottom left, that's a self-portrait that I drew of myself and my son when he turned 1. I gave it to him as a gift. And I'm also a hooper, man. I love basketball. March Madness is going crazy right now. I don't know if y'all hoop fans, man. That UConn Duke game was incredible the other night. And so I love playing basketball as well, all right? Now, when I was in college, though, I didn't have any collectors or sales skills where you could really forget about it. I didn't know anything about selling. And my house burned down in 2007, the day after Christmas. It was crazy. I lost all of my art, and my family, we lost everything. And I was really depressed, man. It was kind of wild. You can imagine losing everything, your house burning down the day after Christmas. And I ended up dropping out of college. I just couldn't really focus anymore. And so my confidence was low. Man, we were kind of bouncing around, staying with family, trying to get our life together. It was really hard to sell art and break into the art industry. And so I was like, you know what? I became obsessed with mastering business online because I really wanted to know how to sell my art in a new way. And I knew the first thing I had to do was get a mentor, though. And so I ended up writing a letter to 19 multimillionaires that had internet businesses. And the first person responded was my guy, Mike Canis, right here, man. And so he ended up hiring me, and we worked on a product launch for his business. And I was on a team that helped him sell $1,800,000 in 7 days. All right. So yes, that is, I said that correct. That's almost $2 million in a week. And it really blew my mind. And so I ended up writing a book about that process and everything that I learned. And I became a #1 best-selling business author of the book, How to Create Lifetime Customers. And so I've spoken all around the world on stages, teaching people how to sell their products and services online. Okay. And if you want to copy this book, feel free to check it out on Amazon. All right. And so I've also helped celebrities like Cynthia Bailey launch her products. And I've helped a lot of creators just like you make money. Now, even with this success, I still had dreams of being a full-time artist. I know how it is, man. If y'all working jobs right now, a lot of us, you still want to do your art full-time. You're just trying to figure out a path to consistently sell. And so then I had this epiphany. I was like, you know, artists that have that feast of famine, or you might hear us say that income roller coaster where it goes up and goes down, that only means you don't have a consistent flow of collector leads and sales. And I was like, what would happen if I applied my #1 best-selling internet marketing and sales principles to fine art, right? It's like, what if we use this stuff that I've learned to sell millions online to start selling art online? And so I had a crazy plan. I said, I'm going to host my first art event, and we're going to sell out the show, all right? And so we did just that, man. This is me with one of our collectors that was at the event. We had a bunch of beautiful photographer and videographer who was getting all the footage, and we're buying art. And so this is how we sold a piece for $2,000 at my very first event. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece for $2,000 or more at your first or next event. Just type yes in the chat for me, all right? My friend Melissa Mitchell, she's an affluent artist. She was one of the artists at that event. And she said, flashback to this dope art investors event by Sharess. All of these pieces sold and have already doubled in value. I see the yeses coming through. Now, while we're at this event, we're having a great time. I realized we had some very real problems. So first, doing it the old way, it cost me over $5,000 out my own pocket to launch this art event. And I knew, man, a lot of artists just don't have $5K to launch their own events, finding the space, doing the bookings, getting all the people there, organizing it, like all of the marketing skills that I had. I knew visual artists ain't really know how to do that. The next big thing was, because all of the artists were using different tools to process payment, like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, taking cash, really orders on paper, anything. All of our art sales were disorganized, and that made everything hard to track. And the bigger problem was, if you're taking payments like this, is you can't easily follow up with collectors that have just spent thousands of dollars with you, right? Like if you get a Zelle payment or a Cash App from a collector, man, you don't get their phone number generally. I don't think you get the email address. You definitely don't get their address. and you absolutely do not get the credit card information so you can easily sell more art to them and follow up, right? And so this was a problem because we were leaving a lot of money on the table. And so this is what inspired the affluent artist movement. And so I couldn't really find a solution. So I had to create a new way for you to have 100% unlimited access to your collector's information and a tool that makes everything easy to sell your art on and offline. And so as an affluent artist, you need one system that accepts payments up to $1 million. You should be able to easily sell art anywhere, in person or online. Ideally, you'd be able to track your art, your sales, and your collector's information all in one place. Man, I like collectors to buy easily, right? So we want collectors to be able to buy your art with one click, like we buy on Amazon. And collectors should be able to track their net worth in your art so they know when you are increasing your value as an artist. And most importantly for me, man, we want to bring interested collectors to you instead of us trying to go out and try to find people all the time. And so, man, the first art show, the results. So we didn't sell 100% of the art, right? That was the goal. I wanted to sell out, but I did sell 2/3 of the art. Most important goal was every artist there sold art and made money. And we had sales of $500, $1,500, and one artwork sold for $2K. Okay. One sold for $2,000. And man, I started going to different art events and helping different artists. This is me and some of my people. We were down at Art Basel here in this picture because I was helping some artists at Art Basel sell their art as well. And then I got thinking to myself, man, we're successfully selling art at these offline events. Man, let's see what happens when we start applying these principles to selling art online. And so one of the first artists I helped was Miss Chris Smith. And she had a small email list of only 32 collectors when she came to me. And she ended up sending one email, just one email, and she got 13 art sales from a small list of 32 collectors. Type yes in the chat if you like to send an email and start selling art, right? That's the power of selling your art online. I should see the yeses flying through in the chat, all right? Then Santana, she got a $360 commission right there, okay? And the one thing about us, we always tell the truth about making money. That's why we got these receipts, okay? And then my guy Dwayne, he says sold, another piece of art gone like the wind, all right? That's another one like DJ Khaled. And so listen, artists, if you struggled in the past, it's not your fault. I went to art school up in Chicago. Man, I had some incredible teachers. I was really inspired by my classmates, but they do not tell us how to market, how to sell, how to get collectors, and really build a career after we graduate, right? And so after that experience, I was like, okay, let's start to expand to collectors globally, right? Or even just in your own country, depending on where you are. Some artists, man, they feel stuck in their own town or limited to their state, but you need a way to just get more access, right? And so I was like, man, we was trying to figure it out, but the solution was really hard and expensive to create. And so I ended up blowing over $30,000 in a year, hiring 2 development teams to create artwork, and they didn't finish the app, right? If you know anything about it, man, you get to spending your money, invest in it, and they hit you with that scope creep. It costs more and take way longer to actually get it done. And so I ended up investing every penny to my name, and I really thought about giving up, man, but I don't really know how to quit though, right? And so I was like, I knew going back to the old way wouldn't work for me. So I found a third dev team and I tried one more time. Listen, y'all, the new artwork app and the automated collector system I created, it started working so well that many artists were selling art within the first 7 days. And so here's a affluent artist, Kira, man, she sold a piece in only 19 hours. And she had just graduated high school. So I was really blown away because she didn't have any experience selling art. She was new to creating art, and she holds the record for making the fastest sale, all right? And then here's a affluent artist, Z. So he ended up saying, he posted in the group, he said, I haven't had a chance to report on my record-breaking success this past week. And he ended up getting selling 7 prints and had deposits for 8 commissions. So he had collected over $1,800 in a week. And so I was blown away just how fast this was working for artists. And then here's a affluent artist, Jennifer. She was on this masterclass that you're on right now. She's a single mother of 4 kids, and she sold a piece in a little over 24 hours. She said it took a little longer than 24 hours, but I have my first sale. It's amazing how much money I left on the table by not following up. And she kept investing in her to craft, and getting more opportunities began opening up for her. So she ended up going down to Art Basel. She met these wonderful collectors, and she sold this beautiful piece, Breakthrough 2, for $5,840. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell art at Art Basel. I should see the yeses coming through, man. Art Basel is lit. If you ain't never been, it is an incredible time. Also, because of her success, the action, it kept compounding. She got invited to Sotheby's to attend the Art Business Institute of Art. And so she went over to London to learn directly from Sotheby's and Christie's. Man, these are the two biggest auction houses in the world. She said, I felt like I was in heaven. All right, type yes in the chat if you would love to learn from Sotheby's and Christie's. And they selling billions of dollars of art every year, man. And so Jen is one of our coaches. She's in our community. So y'all will get to meet her, man. Jen is incredible. Type yes in the chat. And so this is the truth, visual artists. After creating artwork and helping all kind of artists around the world transform into affluent artists, I realized we no longer had to wait for galleries to accept us or wait on word of mouth to sell art or already have a big following on social media. That old way of being a starving artist was dead. I see them yeses flying through. All right. And so if you're here right now, this is your golden ticket to a full-time successful art career. You are in the right place. All right. And so, but I need something for you to make this happen. And it's one word, belief. All right. I would give you the solutions to become a full-time affluent artist, but you have to believe you can and put it into action, most importantly, okay? Because nothing hurts me more than giving you the game, then seeing you weeks, months, or years later clinging to the same starving artist problems. And so if you want to be like Bresha Jones, who she set a goal of the first quarter of the year to make $12,000. But she said, as of today, I'm super happy to have hit 13K instead. Keep going, motivation, affluent artists. Type yes in the chat if you want to start setting financial goals and exceeding the financial goals. Type yes in the chat. I should see them yeses coming through. All right. Now, because of the success that we were having helping visual artists sell their art, man, the government of Barbados, some of the senators, they actually flew me into the country for a week to help the artists on the island start selling art to a global marketplace of collectors. And so if you know, a few years back when we had the pandemic around us, that really devastated the travel industry. And so collectors stopped coming. The tourism was drying up. And so the artists there just weren't really making any money because nobody was coming to the island. And so they flew me in to help them come up with a plan to help those artists have access to more collectors so they could really take care of themselves, feed their families, and just get paid for their God-given artistic abilities, okay? And then I got invited to speak on art investing at BlackRock. BlackRock is a controversial company, but they are the world's largest asset manager with over $10 trillion in assets under management, man. And so we have access to collectors that have a lot of money and they look at art as an investment, okay? So type yes in the chat if you want to get access to collectors who look at your art as an investment, all right? Now, after over 20 years in business and helping artists sell worldwide, type yes in the chat if it's your turn to skip the crazy fees, get repeat collectors, and sell your art online on autopilot. I see the yeses coming through. Ronnie Mon looks, let's get it. I see the yeses flying through. Let's go, all right? Now, once you discover these 3 secrets, you'll have the keys to get new collectors online so you can accomplish your dream vision for your art, all right? Bresha, man, we're going to talk about Bresha. She got a $5,008 sale from a new collector. Type yes in the chat if you want to start selling art for over $5,000 a piece, all right? And Bresha, man, it's funny. She be putting like these weird little numbers at the end, right? So she don't sell art for 5,000. It's 5,008. I don't know why, but I love it though, okay? It all add up. And so these are the 3 secrets to selling art online. Man, if you don't have a pen and a pad, please take some notes because we're going to blow your mind and really transform your life if you believe you could do this, and most importantly, if you apply it, all right? Whoa, so secret number 1, how to make your artwork speak for itself and sell for $2,000 or more on Instagram. So let me know if this sounds familiar. So I told y'all I went down to Art Basel, and I'm having these conversations with all of these experts, telling them that I'm getting back in the art game, right? And, you know, I'm a college dropout at the time, and they were telling me, well, Sharess, yeah, you know, you might be able to sell some art for a few $100, you know, maybe 1,000 or so. But, you know, people don't know you. You don't have a degree. You're not really in the industry. And they were really trying to discourage me from proceeding. So type yes in the chat or type me in the chat if anybody has ever tried to discourage you from selling art or discourage your dream. I just type me in the chat if that sounds familiar to you. Now, I wasn't discouraged because I knew this one very important secret, and that's success leaves clues, okay? Now let's play a quick little game, man. Have some fun. When I see the meat coming through, let me know if you could do it better. All right. Type yes or no in the chat if you can do it better. All right. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to see what kind of artists we got in the room. Just type yes or no in the chat if you think you could do it better. All right. Now, why is this piece famous? It is the story of Fluent Artist. All right. And the story you create for your art, it has to touch your collector's emotions. That's the most important thing. All right. It has to touch their emotions. Now, this is how you sell your art for higher prices. Now, I know a lot of us have been taught to price our art by time or even the size, right? But if you think about it, as an artist, the more time you spend investing into your craft, you get better, you get more efficient, and you get faster. And so it doesn't really make sense to charge less because it didn't take you that long to create it, right? So the time thing don't really make sense when you really think it through. And then also for size, wall art that hangs inside people's home often sell more for murals on the side of buildings, right? So it ain't really about the size either. Man, the way you sell art for higher prices and start to break your own sales records is by creating your very own art story, okay? ART story. And that's an acronym. I'm going to break that down and show you exactly how we do this. Now, I discovered this secret at our very first live art event from a Fluent artist, Melissa Mitchell. So she's a friend of mine and she's an incredible artist. So you see her art behind her. She presents her art very professionally, and she also creates wearable art. So she created that head wrap as well. And so while we were at this event, this is how we sold a piece for $2,000 at the very first event. Now, the collector who bought it from her, he didn't have a clue who Melissa was, right? Melissa has an incredible brand, man. She's done business with Forbes, Spanx comes to mind, so many other people. And so I asked him, I said, you know, you didn't know anything about her. You don't follow her on social media. This was your first time seeing her art. I was like, why did you invest $2,000 in an artist that you don't know anything about? And what he said, I'll never forget it. He said, Sharess, the art is great, but it was the story, okay? And so if you have this problem with posting online and you're not getting sales, whether you're getting a little bit of engagement like this piece, or you get them a lot of engagement, right? If you put in what you made it in, the size, the price, you put in a bunch of hashtags. If you say stuff like, you know, email me or DM me for the price or something like that, man, to solve that problem, just add your art story of Fluent Artist, all right? This is a master tip right here because Jasmine, she was still working on this Chadwick Boseman piece right here, and she posted it on social media. She was still working on it, all right? And she sold a pre-order print at 9 a.m. She said, gratitude, art story, and organic conversation building relationships really work. Type yes in the chat if you like to pre-sell some art before it's actually done. All right, type yes in the chat. I should see the yeses flying through. Man, if you start pre-selling art before it's done, you can pay for your supplies. You can have profit first, which is the most important thing. Man, pre-selling art by using your story will change your life, okay? And so type yes in the chat if you want to sell your first and next piece for over $1,000, like Miss Raquel. She got her first piece for sold for over $1,000, man. She was super excited, and it was all based on the story. And then Brisha Jones, man, she sold this abstract piece, Fearless Expanded, for $6,209. There go Brisha with them odd numbers on the end, right? It ain't 6,200, it's 6,209. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell art for over $6,200 like Brisha. All right. And she said she was speechless because this was the highest price that she had sold art at the time. And it was also the biggest piece that she had sold, a 60 by 48. And so I want to talk to y'all a little bit about what the collector said so we can get some understanding about what inspired them to buy the piece. All right. So the collector says, my husband and I had a hard week and an already pretty messed up year. I know we're not special in any regards. Everything seems hard right now for everyone. When my husband and I saw your painting, we first both said, wow, we love that. And then we talked about how it made us feel. Hope, moving out of our comfort zone, leaving a bad year and entering a new place, fearlessness. When we read your thoughts on it as well, it just seemed like we needed it in our home. Thank you for painting this beautiful piece. It will be the conversation piece of the many meals we share with friends as we embrace a new era in the world, one of expanding fearlessness. Okay. And so type yes in the chat if you see how the story connected with what the collectors were going through in their life right now. Okay. That's that emotional connection that I'm talking about, that your story gives the collectors and that makes them want to buy your art at any price, right? It ain't about the time. It's definitely not about the size. It's about the story and how it makes the collectors feel. Type yes in the chat if you see that connection right there, all right? I see the yeses coming through. And so I want to give you our art story framework. So make sure you take a note and write this down, because if you apply this right now, tonight, tomorrow, this week, you can start pre-selling art and making money just by adding powerful stories to your art. So A equals art star. Who's the art star in your art story? All right. Every story has to have a star to the story. Okay. R equals the role. What's the art star's role in your art story? What do they want to do? What are they trying to accomplish? What's their vision? All right. What's the role? You got to have a role for the star. And then T equals the twist. What's the emotional twist in your art story? All right. And so if you like movies like I do, you know a good movie has twists and turns that keep you on the edge of your seat, and you're really trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Okay. And so we can use this in our visual art as well. Okay. And so I want to go back to this piece and break down how they use this art story framework to sell this for an astronomical price. All right. And so art star, who's the art star? That's Dr. Gachet. All right. That's who this picture is of. Okay. He's the art star. What's his role? He is Vincent van Gogh's doctor. All right. That's simple enough. But then Affluent Artist, what is the twist? The twist is the doctor may have killed Van Gogh. All right. And so, man, y'all know people nosy. They love murder mysteries. And everybody was really wondering, like, man, did Van Gogh paint his last portrait of his killer? What really happened? And this story became so popular and sensationalized, and people could not stop talking about it, that it ended up selling for a record-breaking $82.5 million at Christie's. All right. So listen, I want to have a little bit of fun. I want you to type in the chat for me. Man, I know some of y'all might be here. You might want to sell your art for $100, $1,000, $10,000, maybe even $100,000. All right. But if you want to make millions with your art like me, man, put 82.5 million in the chat. All right. Well, you can put the money bag emoji. You can put the smiley face with the money tongue. If you want to make millions with your art, man, drop that 82.5 million in the chat for me. I want to see who really want to get some M's with their art. All right. All right. Wherever you are in your journey, it's all good. But I know some of y'all really want to get it. So I want to see who want to get it. All right. Put 82.5 M in the chat for me. So becoming an affluent artist and creating your art story allows your art to truly sell itself for higher prices. All right. Type yes in the chat if you can see how this helps you sell more art. I see the 82.5 mil coming through. Let's go. We got a couple artists want to make some millions. All right. So type yes if you can see how this helps you sell more art. It's all about the story. My man right there got the money flying. That's what I like to see right there. All right. I should see some yeses coming through. It's all about that story. Okay. So this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, if you do acrylic pours, jewelry, photography, mixed media art, digital art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It literally works for all affluent artists at all prices. Okay. And so using the power of her art story, when Melissa was at our event, she sold 100% of her available artwork. I told you, this is where I learned the power of the story at this first event. And so she sold out, and it was all about having very clear stories for each one of the pieces. Okay. It's all about the story. And so let's get it, man. Y'all like that secret? Type yes in the chat if you like that art story secret. All right. If you like that one, let's go ahead and get into secret number 2. We rocking and rolling. This is how to sell art on autopilot and get collectors to buy with one click on one easy app. All right. Now, I got to tell y'all a quick story about how we got here, okay? Because I literally couldn't believe this happened. And this piece represents a crossroad in my art career as an artist, a collector, and also just creating this program that we all talking about right now in this structure, all right? And so I ended up running into one of my friends from the College of Art and Design, and he invited me to his art show. And so again, I'm an artist, but I also collect. I buy a lot of art. Like if you look around my home, I got art from all over the place from different artists. And so I go to his show, I see this piece, I absolutely love it, right? Like I like the pastel colors, I like the hair, I like the part, I like the earrings, I like the profile, I like the expression, I like everything about this piece. I just had to have it. And so when I stepped to my guy, I was like, man, I'm ready to buy this piece. And I'm practically like pressing my business credit card to his chest. And what he said next, like my mouth hit the floor. He said, Sherez, I can't take your payment. People usually cash at me. And I couldn't believe that he said that, right? Type yes in the chat if you had to turn down some money because you couldn't process the payment. That really blew my mind. I'm like, artists out here turning down cash because they can't process credit card. I was blown away. And so, man, I want to kind of talk briefly about the old, slow, hard, and expensive way to sell art. All right? It's really expensive if you turning down money. But before we get into it, everybody needs to know rule number one is get paid. All right, everybody put get paid in the chat because we can't be turning down cash. All right, rule number one is get paid. I want to see y'all put get paid in the chat. You gotta collect your coins. All right. So if you can't take payments in 2026, man, we gotta upgrade your whole life. All right, you can't be turning down money. That's the fastest way to stay a starving artist. All right, not being able to take payments, using tools like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, etc. Again, man, these tools can work to help you make money, but certain collectors at certain price points, they don't want to Cash App you $5,000, $10,000, definitely not $100,000, right? Why? You don't get a receipt. There's no guarantee that you're going to actually deliver the piece. And if you don't hold up your end as an artist, they can't get a refund. And so after a while, man, it's going to present a cap. Like collectors, they might send you they'll send you hundreds of dollars, maybe even $1,000 or so. But after a while, they don't want to do that. And then even social selling, all right? Put guilty in the chat if you've ever dropped a photo of your art and said something like email or DM me for price and you got crickets and you didn't get any orders. I just put guilty in the chat. I know, man, listen, we family here. A lot of us have this experience, okay? And then orders on paper, right? If you're still taking orders on paper, I'm not going to get you to tell on yourself, but we got to step your game up and present your art like a professional. And then also applying and paying for shows. So listen, if you are applying and paying for shows and it's working and it's profitable for you, please continue to do that. But there are some artists, man, you rent out trucks and vans and you take all of your art to the shows and you're not selling anything, man. People coming, you don't know, you taking everything back home and it's really a disappointment, right? I get that, okay? And then the other thing too, low marketplace and website sales. And so I know some artists, you putting your art all around the internet on different marketplaces, you're not getting any sales. You got a website and you may be getting sales every now and then, but most of the times you're not really, right? And so that's a really old, slow, hard, and expensive way to do it as well. And so this is why we created Artwork. All right. I see a guilty coming through, man. Appreciate your transparency. This is why we created Artwork to help you solve all of these problems, to make it simple and easy for you sell your art to collectors anywhere at any time, to make sure you get paid. And it's really simple and easy to use. And so Tiara, after she uploaded some of her art on the app, she said she got a notification in about 30 minutes that one of the pieces sold. She said, I was still in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but a great way to end the night. Seriously, thank you, Sherez, for perfecting the app. It definitely is a game changer for us as artists, all right? And so I'm going to show you a quick little demo. This is our Artwork demo account. We didn't want to have any sensitive collector data in it, but it's going to show you how quick and easy it is to sell your art, track all of your sales, and how collectors can buy your art with one click.
Hey, my name is Sherez May, and I want to give you a quick demo of the Artwork app. So the Artwork app does two very simple things, all right? If you are an artist, it allows you to sell your art, get collectors all over the world, and manage all of the most important key metrics in your business. And if you are a collector, it makes it simple for you to buy art with the click of a button and track the value of your art collection, all right? And so I'm going to show you the artist side of the dashboard first, then I'll pause and take you to the collector side. So when you're logged in as an artist and you're on your sales dashboard, you'll see your gross revenue, how many pieces you sold, what's the average price, all right? And the sales graph will show you your sales over any amount of time. Right here, you can set a sales goal. If you set it for $100,000, if you made some sales today, that number will be in blue at the top. And this dial will show you how much you've made. We haven't made any sales today. This is our test account. And if you hover over it, you can see how many sales you made today. And it's really simple to add a new goal as well. As you start making sales, you'll see your top sellers right here. So you see it by name, how many pieces you sold in case you have prints or multiples, and you'll see how much revenue you made from each piece. Right here under your new orders tab, you'll see your latest orders. And so you stay on top of what needs to be shipped out. Down here at the bottom, you'll see your top collectors. So you'll see them by name, how many pieces they own in their collection, and how much money they've invested with you in your art business. All right. And then once you go to your artwork tab, this is where you'll see all of the art that you have listed on the site, ready for sale, and also in the marketplace for collectors to buy with one click. So let's say you want to add art. It's very simple. You click add artwork. You just have to fill out these fields right here. And once you click save, it'll save it. I'm just going to close that. If you want to email it to a collector, you can click share offer, enter your collector's email, send the offer. Email is already pre-written. They can click directly to the link and buy your art. If you like to copy a link, you can copy it as normal and send it via text message or share it on social media. And also, if you want to delete your product, it's very simple and easy to delete. As collectors begin buying art from you, you will see collectors in your dashboard. So you see all of the information right here, so you can contact with them and follow up with them and make future sales. If you click on that dashboard, you'll see a list of all of the art they purchased from you here. As your orders start coming through, you'll see your order and payment history right here. So you see if they were successful or failed transactions, all right, who bought it, the artwork, the purchase amount, and the date. And then as your money is being in transit to your bank account and deposited, you will also see your payouts here, all right? And so when you want to begin buying as a collector, all you have to do is click switch to collector, and it'll take you to the collection side of the marketplace, all right? And again, this is our test marketplace right here, but I'm going to pause for a moment to show you how simple it is to buy as a collector. So now I'm logged into the app as our test collector. And so you see when art is sold out, it'll be sold out in the marketplace, all right? And you can just scroll through the marketplace to check out all of the art that's available on the dashboard, all right? And so let's say if you want to buy something, it's very simple. You can click buy now, and if we have your card on file, you can choose which card you want to use. If you need to add a new one, you can do that. But let's say we want to select this card, we click confirm order. And it's that simple, all right? It's purchased. And so now if you want to go check your collection, you can click collection, and it'll take you to your collection. You see we just purchased this one right here, all right? So you can see all of your active collection, and as you are buying from artists, you can also see the artists that you're purchasing artwork from, all right? So I'm going to go back to the marketplace real quick, and let's say if you want to add it to your cart, you can add it to your cart. So you want to get a couple in there. And you can easily check your shopping cart to go to the checkout page and buy all of the pieces at the same time. So it's a very simple tool for artists to sell their art, and also for collectors to buy, track the value of their collection as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Talk to you soon.
All right. Show me some love in the chat if you feeling artwork, man. All right. Let me know in the chat if you loving artwork, how simple and easy it is. And so while you do that, I want to answer a few FAQs. So first, artists, you set your own price, all right? We like to write our art story, put it in the description, so when the collector pulls up your product page, they can read the story and connect with it emotionally, all right? Also, collectors can buy multiple pieces just by adding it to their shopping cart. And we also like to add the shipping fee to our art price. So for example, if the piece is $1,000 and the shipping is $100, we'll list it at $1,100. Artists can also ship directly to their collector, and then you get paid fast. So sales deposit in your account in 24 to 48 hours, and then artwork gets a small 10% commission, okay? Now, I love to show all different kind of price points because we got some new artists on here that are just getting started. They haven't sold anything. And we also got some skilled artists that are selling art for several thousands of dollars as well, okay? So Jen, she sold Purpose for $1,000 right here. Man, I love her work. She uses real butterflies in every piece. Tiara, she sold Bright Future. I love these pastel colors And then, man, I absolutely love this Sky by Christina in the piece Veil of Night. Okay. And then type yes in the chat, man. If you want to sell your first piece on artwork, like Miss Magdalena, she said, I am very happy. I sold my first piece in artwork. Many thanks to my new collector. Okay. So this piece goes directly to Atlanta. And also, man, when you get paid, you get these really cool messages to let you know that you got a new payment. All right. So it's really cool and fun to use artwork. And so now I've shown you how using the artwork app allows you to easily sell more art online and keep all of your prices, collector, and business information in one place. Type yes in the chat if you can see how this saves you time, money, and makes it simple to sell your art. I see the hearts coming through. Let them hearts fly, man. I love to see it, family. All right, type yes in the chat if you can see how this saves you time, money, and makes it simple to sell your art. Type yes in the chat. Let's rock and roll, Affluent Artists. All right. Now, listen, man, we just heating up. If you haven't taken a note yet, you absolutely need to get your pen and a pad out for secret number 3, because this one is going to blow your mind. All right. So secret number 3 is how to find and attract the same buying collectors as Sotheby's using Instagram and AI. All right. Let's get to it. So after our first wave of Affluent Artist success, I knew I wanted to help more artists get high income collectors online with AI and online ads. Now, let me know if this is happening to you. Type me in the chat if this is happening to you. I've seen artists struggling to make sales with their posts on social media and their art groups. Now, you know, like I know, you can post a piece on social in a group, get a bunch of likes and comments and engagement, but likes do not equal money in the bank, right? I know everybody know that. And so, and then in addition to that, right, you have friends and family sales, and that's great. I love friends and family sales, but sometimes it starts to run out, right? And so like Tiara, she sold this beautiful piece, Galactic Jellies, to a friend for $2,000. And then Mr. Emmanuel, he sold this self-portrait to a sister at his church for $500, right? But sometimes the friends and family sales run out, right? Your network, some of our networks are only so big. And sometimes we need global exposure, all right? Put global in the chat if you want to start selling art to collectors around the country or around the world. Just put global in the chat, all right? I want to see that global coming through, okay? Now, because of my experience buying ads on social media, I knew there was only one place I needed to go to get ready to buy collectors, and that's Instagram, all right? That's Instagram. Now, what I'm about to show you is so easy and so fast, man. Artists that were brand new to marketing and advertising online, they didn't have a whole lot of money to spend and invest online, man, they started getting sales quick. So Christy, she said, okay, I'm about to cry right now. On my own way of selling, I would have gotten $200 for this piece, all right, doing it her way. She said, and it would have taken me a while to even get that. So I followed the steps of this course. I made an ad. I spent only $7, $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7, and I sold a piece for $700, all right, and it only took me a few hours to sell. Now, Christy was new to the game. She was used to selling art for $200, but she sold this for $700. That was a big deal for her. But put your price point in her shoes, all right? Think about what you can do advertising, selling your art at your price. And she actually spent $7.53, all right? So she got a $700 sale only a few hours after advertising, and she ended up making $2,350 in her first 3 weeks. Man, type yes in the chat if you like to start selling art online with investing into advertising. Man, it is powerful. You spend $7 and make $700 or more. That is a massive return on your money. All right, big time profit. So again, always remember that success leaves clues. And so Forbes, they posted that Sotheby's had a $363.2 million sale, and the art market passes the first major test of the pandemic. People was really trying to figure out, could we really sell art online at a high volume, right? And then the Business Insider said, for now, the art world has gone digital, right? And for some, that's us, that's me, that's you, that's for the affluent artists, that is a good thing. So Artsy said they had a 92% increase in e-commerce sales in April, and interest from galleries increased by 60%. And so collectors started buying a lot of art online. And so check this out, y'all. All right, let's get into it, okay? Make sure you got your pen and your pad ready for this. And so these two red boxes, the one at the top left, it says location United States. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, all right? So you want to start in whatever country that you're in. This is going to be easier to get your art shipped to where it needs to go like that, all right? You start doing international shipping, you run into a lot of different challenges. They're solvable, but it's just easy to start in your country, okay? But you can literally advertise to any country that has Facebook and Instagram. And then that bottom red box, it says Sotheby's, all right? So we just saw Forbes says Sotheby's had a $363.2 million sale. Man, type yes in the chat if it makes sense to you to start advertising to those collectors that's spending that millions of dollars a year selling art, billions of dollars a year selling art to Sotheby's. Just type yes in the chat if that makes sense to you, like it makes sense to me, okay? And so if that makes sense to you, like that makes sense to me, we can click that green create ad button in the top right of the screen, okay? And then we click that green create ad button. It's going to take us to a place called detailed targeting, all right? And so if you type in that word financial, everybody put the word financial in the chat. I see the yeses coming through. Type financial in the chat. If we put that word financial in, we can target the collectors that have the most household income for whoever we want to target. So in this instance, we targeting the collectors that make the most money that like the Sotheby's brand. So you see that. It said household income, top 5% of zip codes, top 10% of zip codes, household income, top 10 to 50% of zip codes, all right? Now listen, if this is your first time seeing this and getting exposed to this information, man, put wow in the chat if this is blowing your mind. You can put the mind blown emoji, or just let me know how you feel. Put your favorite emoji in the chat if this is blowing your mind, how you could target collectors that are spending millions of dollars on Sotheby's, and we can target the collectors that make the most money per household. I put wow in the chat. And so while you're doing that, I'm going to show you a couple of more examples to really bring this home, okay? So again, Art Basel. We know Art Basel is one of, if not the world's largest art fair, right? And people travel all around the world for sure to go to the one in Miami, okay? I've been to Art Basel. Man, it's a great experience. And so these collectors, you got to think about it. They spending money on flights, hotels, food. Man, when you out moving and shaking in Miami, everybody got a pop-up. Man, there's a lot of different sub-art events that's going on around the main convention center. Like, people really spend a lot of money to go to Art Basel, right? And so it makes sense for me to put my art in front of them collectors that got all of that disposable income to buy, to travel and buy art, right? And so we go to that detailed targeting section. We target in the collectors that like Art Basel. We put that word financial on top of that. Now we can target the collectors that make the top 5% income that like Art Basel, the top 10% of income, or the top 10 to 50% of income, all right, of the collectors that like Art Basel, all right? Let's go. I'm going to give you one more example to really, really bring this home, okay? I see the mind-blown emoji and the wows in the chat. And so Artsy, all right, so we saw Artsy had a 92% increase in e-commerce sales. So type yes in the chat if it makes sense for you to start targeting all of them collectors that's spending all that money online with Artsy. That makes sense to me, right? And so we go to that detailed targeting. If we want to target all them collectors that started spending money online on Artsy, we can put in the word financial, and then boom, top 5% of zip codes by household income, top 10% of the income earners, and the top 10 to 50% of the household income earners of the collectors that like Art Basel, all right? And so I'm just going to show you these three examples, but we literally can do this with any brand that allows us to advertise to them on Facebook and Instagram. And so when we do this, artists, we got what I call the keys to success, okay? Because if you want to sell art, there are two very important things that you got to make sure you have. The first thing is these collectors have to have the willingness to buy art, okay? And so I know if you like Sotheby's, if you like Art Basel, if you like Artsy, you got the willingness to buy art, right? You like art, right? But then as equally important, these collectors have to have the ability to buy art. And so when we put that financial layer on it, now we know we can target collectors that actually have the money to spend on art. And this type of access advertising online, it literally would change everything for you, okay? And so we got a fluent artist using this to sell art worldwide. So here's Nisha Kapoor. Man, she's Indian. She was the first artist in the community to actually sell art in Indian rupees. And man, I was blown away, man. Indian rupees, man, I ain't never seen an Indian rupee, right? She said, Sharess, your system rocks. I got another celeb lead as a result of my ads, and we spoke on the phone, and the person is willing to buy, man. So it's powerful, powerful stuff. Miss Valerie, she's an affluent artist. She's a grandmother. She sold $3,250 from her ads. Type yes in the chat if you want to start selling art like the grandmas, all right? She said it was more in 60 days, money from Facebook ads. If the grandmas can do it, you can absolutely do it too. Here's Christy. She spent $45 on ads and she made $1,400 in a day and a half. Type yes in the chat if you like to flip $4,500 to $1,400 or more. She received 800 likes, 200 comments, over 100 shares, 300 messages, 14 sales, 10 more possible collector leads. Man, the only thing she did wrong, y'all, is she turned the ad off too soon. All right, man, when you start making money like this, you got to keep your ads on and keep printing that cash, okay, and keep selling that art. I see the yeses coming through. Here's my guy, flooring artist Joe Woods. He said, and this happened last night. So my man Joe, he sold a $2,000 piece from his ads while he was asleep. Man, if you want to have your art ads running 24/7 around the clock, so you can wake up to sales, man, put sleep money in the chat. You can put the money bag emoji, put the bed next to it. Let me know, man, if you want to have art ads going around the clock on Instagram and Facebook. Collectors can see it, they can click, they can buy it anytime, no matter what you're doing, and wake up to money like my man Joe right here. I see the yeses coming through. Let me see that sleep money. Y'all put that sleep money in the chat. And so, artists, now I've shown you how to find wealthy, ready-to-buy collectors with AI and Instagram ads, man. When you start advertising, the AI starts to find the collectors for you. You might hear it called an algorithm, right? Man, it is a powerful, powerful experience. And it's like they program it to go find your best collectors, okay, and your best buyers. And so as an affluent artist, can you see yourself using this secret to get high-paying collectors? I see my man Ronnie put the sleep money in the chat. All right, we got the sleep with the flying cash right there. Love to see it. All right, I want to see some more sleep money in the chat, man. Put the money emoji in the chat. Let's rock and roll, okay? And so, artists, so far you discover how to create your art story to raise your prices, how artwork makes it easy to share your art via text, email, or social, how to sell art to a worldwide collector marketplace. You discover how to get collectors to buy your art with one click, like on Amazon. And you also discover how using financial layering to target high-income collectors can put you in front of collectors that are already spending millions on art online, okay? And so knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident pricing your art? Talk to me in the chat. Type yes if you got more confidence on pricing your art, because you know you can use your art story to really raise your price and get the connectors to connect to your art emotionally. Type yes in the chat. Are you happy you attended this class today? Type yes in the chat and let me know if you're happy you attended this class. I absolutely love doing this live and teaching artists how to get this money. Type yes if you feel like this was worth your time, okay? And then do you realize the advantage you have as an artist using these techniques, man? Everybody's not using this. Everyone isn't teaching this, okay? Man, so you're here just listening to this and applying this again, man, you have a tremendous advantage. I see the yeses coming through. And can you see yourself using this to sell more art? This stuff is simple, man. We got a lot of artists that didn't have any idea how to use the technology, how to advertise, none of that stuff. And they're using this to sell more art. I see the yeses coming through. And can you see yourself getting new collectors with this? Type yes in the chat. If you can see yourself putting up a simple art ad on Instagram, man, putting that financial layering in, targeting some big art brands. Man, if you got an email list of collectors, we can upload your email list to target them online. We can create lookalike audience. It's so many cool things that we can do. I see the yeses coming through. Now, would this transform your life? If you follow what I showed you in secret number 1 and use any art story so your art sells itself on Instagram, I see the yeses coming through. Then you did what I revealed in secret number 2, so you can use the artwork app to easily sell more of your art. And then you use secret number 3 to get access to the same high-paying collectors on Instagram that the rich auction houses and galleries attract. Do you think you can be successful? Type yes in the chat. I think it's a no-brainer. You can absolutely be successful. We have so many artists doing it. I see the yes coming through with the prayer hands. Let's get it, all right? And what if I helped you? If you like my help, just type yes in the chat. I see the yeses coming through. And so, artists, now you got 2 choices, okay? Choice number 1, you could take this information and do what you always been doing, all right? That's an option. Now, I caution you, because if you do this, you're going to get the same results and the same outcomes, okay? Same input, same outcome, all right? But in choice number 2, you can sell with our handheld mentorship, and our goal is to help you sell $10,000 or more every single month worth of art, all right? That's the choice number 2. I see the yes with all the S's coming through. Let's get it, Ronnie, all right? Now, is it okay if I spend a few minutes going over a very special offer to help you accomplish your art dreams? Just type yes in the chat if that is okay. All right, I see the yeses coming through. Let's rock and roll. So I want to introduce you to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. It is a fun and easy 5-step system for visual artists to raise prices, get new collectors, and sell $10,000 or more every single month worth of art online, okay? And so I want to break down exactly what's in it, all right? So step number 1 is mindset. This is where we cover what we call the millionaire mindset, so you can get rid of any starving artist broke habits, all right? Step number 2 is price. This is where we teach you that luxury pricing method so you can use your art story to raise your price and really charge your work. Step number 3 is sold. This is where we show you our cash collector system so you can start selling art and making money quickly. Step number 4 is collectors. This is where we show you how to create a community of your own collectors so they can buy from you and you can build lifelong relationships with them. And then step number 5 is marketing. This is where we show you how to use that financial layering so you can start targeting them high-income collectors on Facebook and Instagram, all right? I see them yeses coming through. I see the hearts flying through. Man, let's rock and roll. So here's my guy, Christian. I want you to listen to him tell his story about the transformation he got once he became an affluent artist.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's Christian Lamar here, and I'm a portrait artist from VA. Now I just want to tell y'all why I joined the Affluent Artist Masterclass. I went to a great art school and learned from some phenomenal artists, but they never taught me how to sell my work. So after I graduated, I struggled to the point of almost wanting to give up on my dream of being a professional artist. Well, this course changed all of that. It showed me how to turn my art into a business, and most importantly, how to sell online. So now I can sell to anyone, anywhere. And the results are super quick. I made my first sale within 30 hours of starting the program and made just under $1,500 within the first 5 days. And now that I'm in week 4, I've made just over $4,000. And it's super easy to follow. If you're like me and you're ready to fulfill your dreams of being a professional artist, give the program a shot. And you also get to join a community of artists that share their experiences every day of what works. So join me and the family and become an affluent artist today. All right. Peace.
Shout out to my guy, Christian Lamar, man. So again, artists, this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, if you do acrylic pours, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, AI art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all prices, okay? And so listen, man, I told y'all, we always tell the truth about making money. And so this is Miss Joy. She got a $4,000 sale in Canada, all right? Man, type yes in the chat if you want to start getting that cash like Miss Joy. When she put that Canadian cash on the table, I always get artists to take pictures if they get a cash payment. Man, we want to show proof of sales. And so she sold this mural for $4,000. Man, it is absolutely just an honor to be able to help artists all over the world make money. And this works for you even if your art isn't ready. One of the things I hear a lot from artists is like, oh, man, I got to create a new body of work and all of this and that. Listen, no, you don't. Not before you start making money, okay? If you want to do it just to do it, that's fine. But you don't have to do that before you begin making money. Again, Jasmine, she used her art story, like I taught you in secret number 1, to pre-sale this Chadwick Boseman print before it was even done, okay? She said, gratitude, art story, and organic conversation building relationships really work. Pre-sale, selling money, selling art before it is done will transform your life. And she sold this in the first 7 days. So you see that sold in 7 hashtag at the bottom. So artists, when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. That's a $5,000 value, all right? And then part number 2, we're going to give you an artwork gold account, okay? And so I want you to imagine collectors buying your art from anywhere around the world. Like Jen here. She said, I'm so happy and grateful to have sold this piece. I'm going to supersize my fries tonight. She sold Emergence in Power for $2,700. Man, type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece like Jen on artwork for over $2,700. And just imagine your new life selling art anywhere, man. So I love when I see collectors buy art for their kids and get them into collecting early. So Miss Yvonne, she sold Spidey senses for $500 right here. Man, it almost looked like that young collector right there. He's so happy, love that smile on his face. And so when you get your artwork gold account, you'll be able to accept payments up to $1 million. You'll be able to easily sell your art anywhere, in person or online. You'll be able to track your art, your sales, and your collector's information in one place. And collectors can buy your art with one click, like on Amazon. All right. Collectors will also be able to track their net worth in your art. And you'll be able to get rid of some stuff and save a lot of money as well. So one, you can get rid of your website fees. Now, if you want to keep your website, feel free. But if you got a website, it's not selling, you don't know how to get collectors to it, you can use ours. We give you one, okay? And then tools like Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. Again, get paid, artists, but at certain points, certain collectors don't want to spend certain amounts, man, because they don't get a receipt. They don't know if you're going to deliver the art. And if anything happened, they can't get their money back. So you can stop using that and just really raise your game and present yourself as a professional artist. Tools like Artsy, Etsy, art storefront fees, right? You don't have to pay for those fees as well. Shopify, Artwork Archive, Fine Art America, different sites like this, but you can get rid of those as well, especially if you're not selling art. If these platforms are helping you, keep them. Well, I want you to make as much money as you can in different places, okay? But if not, you can get rid of it and you don't have to pay for that. And then the most important asset is just getting that lost time back trying to figure this stuff out on your own, because you got a community of people helping you, okay? And so when I first started, I didn't know how to manage my art sales in one place or track how much my collectors spent, all right? I also didn't have a global marketplace where collectors could buy with one click. So I had to create artwork for myself. And so this is going to save you time and money, because 6 years ago, I had to spend over $60,000 and 3 years to figure out how to create an app to solve this problem. Now, I don't want you recreating the wheel. So I'm going to give you an Artwork Gold account with this package so you can skip the cost, the trial, and the error. All right. Let's get it. All right. Y'all can see. Let me know if the sound going. You can hear it. Just type yes in the chat if you can hear me. All right. Want to make sure everybody can hear me. And so Tierra, when she started using the Artwork app, man, she loaded some of her art and she sold a piece. And she got a notification. Said she was in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but it was a great way to end the night. All right. She sold Angels Among Strangers for $800. And again, if you're not tech savvy, that is not a problem. All right. I see the yeses coming through. Man, we made this simple and easy enough to use that a child can use it. Okay. That was one of the #1 priorities. We wanted kids to be able to use it. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, and you're going to get that Artwork Gold account, and that's a $6,200 value. All right. And then part number 3 is the Affluent Artist community. So we got a community of artists that love serving and that love helping one another succeed. Okay. And so we got a global network of artists and collectors that want to see you win. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to our private Affluent Artist School community. And so this gives you the knowledge, community, encouragement, and the motivation you need to succeed in your art career. You can access the program and the community anytime from anywhere in the world, and you get unlimited support. All right. So you can post a question 24/7 inside of our school community. And we have a live weekly sales sessions call where you can hop on and talk to real people. Sometimes I'm there. Our team of art coaches are there, and other affluent artists in the community. We will all help you to make sure that you get all of your questions answered. Okay. So you got real support from real people. All right. And so, man, another thing I love about the community is when the parents bring their kids into the community. So Miss Jovan, she invested to have Son You start. And man, she was 9 years old and she started getting that paper. All right. And me, man, I love really building a community of artists. And so when Son You and Miss Jovan came to Atlanta, I had a chance to meet them in person. All right. So that's the picture of us when we actually met in person. Our relationship started online in the affluent artist community, but we took it offline in the real world, and I got to meet them in person. And then Miss Phyllis, man, she was 73 when she started. She made a sale in her first week. All right. She's a grandmother as well. She said, I introduced myself, showed a few images, watched the welcome videos, and I sold 2 drawings. All right. So, man, we got artists as young as 9. Collect the artists, they're a little older now, but as old as 73, right? So no matter how young or how old you think you are, man, you're in the right place, and we'll absolutely take care of you. Okay. And actually, I think Miss Verla might be the most senior artist in the community right now, man. Shout out to Miss Verla. And so I just want you to imagine a community of artists helping you 24/7. And so, like my guy Sean here, he posted this powerful lesson, man. He said, lesson learned, follow up every time. You never know why somebody ghosts you. I thought maybe my price was too high for her, and she was gone for good. Don't make up your own stories as to why they didn't call back. Just follow up and be polite. All right. Shout out to my guy, Sean, right there. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to the Artwork Gold account, and you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community. And that's a $7,400 value. All right. And we got some powerful bonuses for the artists that get started tonight as well. Okay. So bonus number 1 is the luxury pricing method. So if you're tired of putting time and skill into your art, only for buyers to continue lowballing you or not respecting the true value of your art, man, this luxury pricing method is going to help you start breaking your sales records. And so, Christy, you know it's serious when people say, holy smokes. She said, I reached out to an old friend and supporter of my art and landed a $1,000 mural job. The system works. I was thinking of asking $800, was hoping for $600, but I boldly asked $1,000 and she didn't hesitate. All right. And so Christy was a single mom. She was on this class that you on right now. And from now until 5 days later, she made $1,350 in the first 5 days, man. Here's Jen. Started using this luxury pricing method. She sold this piece for $5,840 right there. And then I showed you Brisha Jones, how she used the art story in the luxury pricing method to sell Fearless Expanded for $6,209 to those collectors, okay? And so I want you to imagine your confidence skyrocketing because your art story has collectors emotionally invested in buying your art at any price. This is your new reality when you become an affluent artist. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get the Artwork Gold account, join the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get that luxury pricing method, and that's an $8,400 value, all right? Bonus number 2 is our automated collector system, okay? And so we're going to give you our pre-built website template that's already tested and proven to sell art, okay? And so you can see all you got to do is add your words, add your pictures, and add your videos, and then publish it, man. It is really simple and easy to use. It is pre-built for you. And so if you don't have a website or if you need a new one, we got you covered, okay? And so this is how Christy was able to spend $45 on ads and make $1,400 in a day and a half, okay? Once you set this system up, man, you start investing in the ads to bring collectors to you, you can start making sales 24/7 like clockwork, okay? And so I know many artists suffer from feast or famine income where you sell art some months and some months you don't sell at all. I spent years investing time and money testing which art ads and sale pages work best to turn clicks to collectors so you can have collectors coming to you 24/7. So when we get an endless flow of new interested collector leads joining your email list and buying your art 24/7, this gives you predictable cash to grow your art brand and collector community while sales come in at the same time. And so if you already have a website that's not selling how you like, listen, you can keep it if you want. I know you put a lot of work into it, I get it. Or you can get rid of it and save that money, okay? Because you can use ours to get new collectors coming to buy your art every day like clockwork. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get that Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get that luxury pricing method and that automated collector system. And that's a total value of $9,600, okay? And then bonus number 3, listen, you're going to be able to find high-income collectors with me on Instagram, all right? This is for artists that pay in full tonight, all right? The pay in full bonus, you're going to personally be able to find collectors with me. We're going to show you how to set up your Instagram art ads so you can start selling to them high-income collectors. So I know many artists struggle to get exposure to collectors that can afford that art at the price you think it's worth. And so I spent over $250,000 on Instagram ads on my own money, figuring out the best way to target buyers with money. And so you get instant access to what's working right now with Instagram ads and AI. I'm going to show you how to get that AI algorithm to work for you, not against you, okay? And so I already showed you how we can target big brands like Sotheby's, Christie's, Art Basel, Artsy, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Once we put that financial layer on there, we can target collectors that make the most household income in the country, okay? And so you're going to be able to get exposed to collectors with disposable cash. We're going to leverage AI to target the best collectors for your style. All right, it's going to find the collectors that like your style, and you can predictably get new collectors 24/7 with your ads. And so when you start targeting collectors that have money and resources, man, you can start testing out prices like Jen. So she said, I got another deposit for a commission of $4,369 commission. She said, I threw out a random number and they said, can they pay it in 3? Okay. And then Jasmine, she set a goal to make $5,000 for the month when she was just getting started because that's what she needed to quit her job and go full time. Using this method, she ended up making $5,527 in the first week. All right. She wanted to make $5K for the month. She did that in the first week. All right. And so Isha, type yes in the chat if you're here and you want to sell art for $10,000 or more like Isha. She got this beautiful custom 5-panel commission for 10K right here, okay? Type yes in the chat if you want to start selling art for $10,000 or more. And so again, artists, when you join today, you get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get your Artwork Gold account. You can become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get some powerful bonuses as well. That luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to find your collectors with me. And that's a total value of over $10,600, all right? So artists, if all this did was help your art tell stories so your artwork truly sold itself, how would that help your art career? I see the yeses coming through. What's up, Dr. Hazel? All right. If all this did was help you easily sell your art online in any economy, let me know how that will help your art career in the chat, all right? And if all this did was help you get an infinite amount of high-paying collectors following you and buying your artwork, let me know in the chat, how would that help your art career, okay? Let me know in the chat. Now, when putting this program together, I had two choices as well. So my first option, I could try to go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible, but that wouldn't really incentivize me and my team to stack the value for you, okay? So the second option, it requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, we can devote more resources to guarantee your success, okay? And so, artists, let me know, what are your dreams worth to you? So if you were making money every day because you were successfully selling your art to collectors on Instagram, what would that be worth to you? How much would you pay to have one automated collector system sell your art online 24/7? All right, let me know in the chat. So you can see why artists have paid $10,000 for similar results from me. Because when you do business with me, it's not a cost, it is an investment that gets a return, okay? And so you see why it's worth over $10,000. Even at $5K for the general public, it's still a really great deal. But because you watch this masterclass and I want to help as many artists as possible, I'm going to give you a very special offer, all right? So when you go to affluentartist.com, you won't have to invest anywhere near the $5K normal price that it is to enroll and become a member. And then sometimes if we give a deal, we may do like 30% off and do like a $3,500 offer, okay? But you won't have to invest anywhere near that either. You can join today for a special 94% off for $9.99 when you enroll at affluentartist.com, all right? And also, if you need a payment plan, we have a payment plan. It's $4.99 one time. Then it's only $50 a month when you enroll and become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, all right? And if you need help ordering, feel free to text JOIN to 470-777-7549. Again, you could text JOIN to 470-777-7549. Our team will call you and help you get enrolled, okay? And artists are using this to make sales every day, man. That's the thing that excites me the most. When you become an affluent artist and you set your system up and you have your AI ads, man, your art ads going out to collectors all around the country or your state or however you want to advertise, you can go global with it. Man, you start getting incoming collector leads every day interested in buying your art. It really will transform your life, okay? And like Miss Valerie, Miss 50, man, Miss Valerie, Miss Phyllis, they were 50 plus in the program and they were making sales in the first week, all right? So no matter how young or how old you think you are, you can absolutely do this when you enroll at affluentartist.com. And so also we do something called a $1 Million Artist Mastermind, and that's a $25,000 investment. And so some artists like to come to Atlanta and work with me and my team in person all year in the $1 Million Artist Mastermind. And so if you wanted that personalized level of hand holding, that would be the investment, man. But you can join for a fraction of that when you enroll at affluentartist.com, okay? So sign up now, man. We're excited to hold your hand online to help you start selling your art to become a full-time artist. And then, man, something I got to tell you, after Jasmine had her one-on-one, that's when she sold at $5,527 in the first week. So I told her she had a 5K goal for the month, but she ended up making that in the first week after she became an affluent artist and attended that $1 Million Artist Mastermind, okay? And so if you were to hire an online marketing professional or go back to art school or attempt to get a dealer or gallery to sell your work to collectors for you, listen, it might cost you over $25,000 to go to school, 30 to 50% of your profits doing business with a gallery, or years of your life trying to figure this stuff out, all right? You can save all of that money, keep your commissions, and get the help that you need right now when you go to affluentartist.com and enroll, all right? And so even if you take the pay plan, that's only a $166 per day to start selling your art online, all right? So that's like a small Starbucks coffee or breakfast at McDonald's. You can enroll when you go to affluentartist.com, all right? So artists, you got two choices. Again, you can take this information and keep doing it on your own and do it your own way. Now, if you do this, you'll likely get the same results. All right, same input, same outcome. But choice number 2, you become an affluent artist. You can get your hand held, right? Get mentorship from real people and sell over $10,000 or much more per month. But our goal is to help you get to 10K. Man, as affluent artists, we want all of y'all to sell 6 figures a year, man. And that's just a starting point, okay? So you can enroll at affluentartist.com. And we also are so confident in our ability to help artists sell art. Man, we have our legendary 110% money back guarantee, all right? And so if you sign up now, if the Affluent Artist System does not help you sell more art and get more collectors, you will have 2 options. Option number 1, let's say you follow the steps, and for whatever reason, if it don't work for you and you decide it's not for you, listen, you can win 110% of your money back just for trying it out, all right? No hard feelings. You tried it. If it didn't work for you, cool. Man, we'll give you a bonus just for trying. Option number 2, you say, nah, Sherez, listen, I want to grow as an affluent artist. I really want to get to 10K a month. Man, I want to sell more art. I want to go full time. I really want to do this. We'll personally help you get to 10K a month to make sure that you hit your goals, okay, when you go to affluentartist.com. Now, why do we do this? Listen, it's simple. We do it for a very selfish reason. That's because I know that it's a win-win. This makes it a no-brainer for you to join, and I know we can help you succeed. So when you sign up, I know for a fact one of these 2 things will happen. 1, you will sell $10,000 a month worth of art and get new collectors, okay? That's our goal. Or you will win $1,100 from us just for trying it out, all right? Obviously, if you take the payment plan, we'll add 10% to the payment plan, okay? So those are the 2 outcomes. You're either going to hit your revenue goal or you're going to get a refund and you still make some money anyway. So you really can't lose, all right? Now, there are a few qualifications to get the 110% money back guarantee, all right? We ain't just giving away money. There is something that you got to do, all right? So you got to earn 100% completion by watching the Affluent Artist Masterclass. We need you to actually consume the information and then take action, all right? Take action on what you learn. We have action items that we call money moves at the end of each one of the assignments. So we want to make sure that you're actually doing the work to sell your art. And then we want you to attend the live sales sessions every week so we can answer your questions. Don't sit at home stuck, acting like you don't know what to do. Come and get support so you can sell art, all right? And then share your results on social media to let everybody know about your experience as an affluent artist. So your profit is guaranteed, artists. Again, option number 1, you follow the steps, you decide it's not for you, and you can win your money back. Option number 2, you say, Sherez, listen, I want to grow as an affluent artist, and I really want to do this full time. We will continue helping you so you can get to that 10K a month or more goal, okay? When you join and enroll at affluentartist.com. And so the real question that you got to ask yourself, artist, is it worth taking a few minutes to check this out, all right? Even if it does half of what I say today, it will pay for itself as soon as you sell 1 painting for $1,000, all right? And so I love to tell our artists, you're just 1 collector away from transforming your life, okay? All you need is 1 collector to really start to change your life, build a relationship with them, man, get them to buy multiple pieces of art, give you some referrals to other collectors. You're just 1 collector away from transforming your life. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to your Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to be able to get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to hop on and find your collectors with me, all right? Again, that's a $10,600 value when you enroll at Affluent Artist today. Now, artists, I have this intentionally blank screen right here that, and let me pin this for you guys. This intentionally blank screen right here, because this is a marker for me right here, all right? Because what I'm about to say next, we're gonna cut this out of the replay recording, all right? And so because you're on live, man, we're gonna give you a free lifetime artwork account when you sign up today, all right? If you buy live right now, you're gonna get a lifetime access to your artwork account. And so the Artwork Gold account is normally $99 a month, but it's gonna be free for you forever, okay? You're gonna be able to upload unlimited art. You'll be able to access collectors globally, and many artists sell art in the first 7 days when they apply what they're learning. So again, you're just 1 collector away, man. For the artists that buy live today, you're gonna get a free lifetime artwork account, all right? Now, so artists, get started now, all right? Join today. Again, when you join at affluentartist.com, you're gonna get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get some powerful bonuses too. That luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you're going to be able to find your collectors with me. All right. That's a total value of over $10,600. That's a real world value. But we got a special 94% off for only $9.99 when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. And if you need a more affordable payment plan, it's on $4.99 one time. Then it's only $50 a month when you go to affluentartist.com. And again, if you need help ordering, text JOIN to 470-777-7549. All right. And so again, artists are making sales with this every day, man. Here's my guy, Blue Robin, Diana, Dwayne, Santana, Mr. Bill making money. And so again, artists, at this point, I see some of you have signed up, and that makes me happy. I'm excited. Make sure you check your email, get your receipt, so you can get access to the program and the community. But we still got several artists that are still here, and I can tell you getting ready to sign up, but you have a question that you need answered before making that decision. So let's address those questions in the time that we have left. If you got a question, type yes in, type your question in the chat. Let me know so I can answer your question for you live right now, okay? But I'm also going to go through some of the frequently asked questions that we get as well. So some artists want to know, what if I already have a website? Listen, so if you aren't making sales on your website, you can send all of your collectors to Artwork, and you can use our automated collector system so you can eliminate hosting costs and those monthly fees, okay? Do collectors need an Artwork account? So collectors can buy as a guest, but we encourage them to get an Artwork account so they can track their art collection, all right? And then how do I afford the investment? All right, this is one of my favorite questions, man, because you want to be creative and have fun with this. So again, I showed you how you can use your art story in secret number 1 to sell pre-order prints, just like Jasmine did. All right, she said, I posted this piece that I'm still working on last night, and I sold a pre-order print 9 a.m. this morning. Gratitude. Art story and organic conversation building relationship really work. So you literally can take what you learn right now in this last hour, use your art story online, social media, text message, email, and you can start making money before your work is done, or just start selling your prints, all right? And then you can use that revenue to invest into yourself and become an affluent artist, okay? Some artists want to know, how do I make the time? So Brisha Jones, she's a single mom, and we showed her how to create what we call a success block so she can make the time, all right? And so she sold this commission, $2,572, using her success block. And so the success block principle is really simple. We like to wake up an hour or two or more earlier, just depending on what you got to do. Make it work for you before we get started with the rest of our day, right? So let's say even if you wake up an hour earlier and you start working on your art business and investing into your craft, man, what is going to happen is you're going to give the most refreshed, best version of yourself to your vision, right? And then if you take care of your family, you go to work, you start working, man, now you can give to everybody else, all right? But think about what we normally do. We normally wake up, we taking care of everybody else, we go to work, and then you come home tired, and now you're trying to create, or now you're trying to make money. Man, you got to eat dinner, and then you kind of ready to go to bed. And so if you continue to give like that, like end of the day version of yourself to your vision, man, you're going to get some end of the day results, all right? So make the time, just wake up a little bit early in the morning. Listen, if you want to really become a full-time affluent artist, man, it is worth the investment, all right? Some artists want to know, can I do this from anywhere in the world? Absolutely, as long as you have Wi-Fi, okay? As long as you got Wi-Fi, you can access Artwork, you can access the affluent artist community, and you can start selling art with Facebook and Instagram ads, okay? And so Miss Joyce, she's in Canada. You see she got that Canadian cash on the table. Man, this is how we are getting to it, okay? Some artists want to know, what if I'm just getting started? Listen, I actually think just getting started is a really great place to be. Why? Because you don't have any bad habits to unlearn, okay? And so one of my favorite stories to illustrate this, Miss Tierra, when she became an affluent artist, she's a mother. And so I think she had 3 kids at the time, and they were 2, 5, and 7 years old. And so they were inspired by their mom creating art, and they wanted to create some art as well. And so she started walking them through the affluent artist program. And so they set a goal to make $250, but with the support of their family and friends, they made over $500, all right? Man, so think about this for a second. She said she's proud of them. I am too. Imagine if you had a mother, father, family member show you how to sell art and make money when you were 2 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old. Think about how that would have transformed your life, all right? And so we really helping generations start to make money with their God-given talent and ability, all right? So if you just getting started, you are in the right place. That's a great place to be. Some artists want to know, is the process too hard or technical? So listen, Miss Valerie, she was 68 when she joined, and she sold over $10,000 in the first 4 months. Okay, she said, a fluent artist, I had to share. I'm purposely taking my time to master each step, work through these new apps, building out her team. She said, she ended up selling. Somebody called her. She sold 2 paintings. Okay, she said she's feeling blessed. Everything falling in place. The program works. All right, man. You just getting started, Ronnie. You are in the right place, man. That's perfect. And also, artists, listen. You got to be able to get resources or be resourceful. So Miss Stacy, I'm sure she was like many of you when she started. She didn't have a whole lot of money, but she wanted to figure out how she could join, okay? And so she ended up being resourceful, and she got the cash. And she was so excited. She said, yes, it works. She made a call to a friend, ended up selling 3 paintings for $600, and she was super excited. And again, man, one of the things that continues to happen with artists that I'm really proud of, after they join and you're surrounded by other artists that are successful, you talking to other artists, you seeing them doing shows, getting prepared for shows, making money at shows, they coming back, they selling art online, they posting their receipts. Man, you get inspired, man. And it's like a fun little competition. It's like, man, if you can do it, I know I can do it. And so she started out not having the resources to join, but she figured it out. She was resourceful. Then she started selling art. And the next thing you know, she's doing a show at a hotel in Phoenix, right? And the opening exhibit at a brand new hotel, man. This stuff is powerful. What starts to happen when you invest into yourself and you surround yourself with winners, okay? Some artists want to know, is there too much competition? Man, absolutely not, all right? So again, if you looked around my house, well, I got art from all different type of artists, all right? I'm an artist as well and a collector. And so, man, collectors, if you know them, they buy art from a lot of different people. They like a lot of different styles, a lot of different types of art, right? Wall art, sculptures, they like fashion. There's so many different things, man. So there's no such thing as too much competition. There's enough money and wealth for all of us to live abundantly, okay? And then what is the artwork commission? It's only 10%, all right? And most importantly, though, you get to keep all of your collectors' data because we want you to build a direct relationship with your collector so you can have a lifelong relationship to get them to continue to invest into you. And so we know when you do business with galleries and dealers, they can sometimes take 30% to 60% of the sale, right? If that makes sense for you, cool. Keep doing business with them. But a lot of times they don't give you the collector data because they don't want you to cut them out of their deal. And so we want to go around that and build a direct relationship and help you build your own community of collectors that continue to buy from you, okay? Some artists want to know, what budget do I need for ads? So you literally can get started with as little as $5 a day, all right? Now, you can get started with $5 a day. I showed you how Christy, she made her first sale spending $7.53. But the key is once you start making sales, you want to reinvest a portion of that budget back into your ads. So you can start at $5 a day, but then you want to go to 10 a day, 20 a day, 25 a day, 50 a day, 100 a day, right? You want to start to level up because the more you advertise, the more sales you're going to get, all right? It's a simple math problem. Dollars in, profits out, okay? And then we know, man, being a full-time artist, it beats working a 9 to 5, all right? So here's my friend Mia here. She got a $2,000 commission. A collector, they bought this for their 2-year-old's bedroom. Absolutely beautiful piece with these hearts and the strings, man. It was so cool. Just helping her get access to these type of collectors. And then again, I told you about just how the community support, it really creates success habits. When you around winners that are taking action and selling art and they're reporting back and telling you what happened, man, your success in art sales, it becomes inevitable, okay? The only way you don't sell art is if you don't do it, all right? I told you in the beginning, you got to have belief, but you also got to take action, okay? So join today at affluentartist.com. And so you know, man, listen, if you've been trying to sell art for a while, you know information alone is not enough. Man, you may have been on YouTube watching videos on trying to sell art. You may have read books. You may have been scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, anyway, asking different people. Man, listen, you need mentorship, guidance. You need community direction. You need a step-by-step system to follow. And so if you want to start getting booked and busy like Toya, go to affluentartist.com and enroll. And we look forward to serving you and seeing you on the inside of our community. And so artists, as we close out here, if you got a question, type your question in the chat. But you really got to ask yourself, do you want money or excuses, okay? So my guy, John Tay, he said he wanted some money. And so he ended up taking action, and he ended up selling his $2,000 lamb piece to these collectors right here. All right. But it starts on the other side of your excuses, right? Don't make excuses about what you think you can't do or what's hard. Man, be resourceful, figure out what you got to do to invest into yourself. Okay. And so let's really calculate the true cost of inaction. Because what if this helped you start selling just one piece per week? Would that be worth $1.66 per day? Of course it would be, right? But then the bigger thing you got to calculate is what's the cost of inaction? What's the cost of staying the same? What's the cost of procrastination? Is it really worth missing months of art sales because you're trying to save $1.66 per day, right? We are rolling into April right now. Man, if you don't take action in April, that whole month of April, you could have been making money, right? But if you procrastinate and you don't start till May, you missed out on April money. If you don't do nothing in May, you're going to miss out on May money. If you don't do anything in June, you're going to miss out on June money, right? And depending on how fast you go, this could equate to tens of thousands of dollars in missed sales because you didn't take action, all right? And so if you follow one of the steps I shared on today's event, you can make a profit in the first week when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, all right? And so also, man, some artists, they talk to their family and friends and get them to invest into them, okay? And so when you present that you have a plan of action, you got a community, you got a step-by-step system to follow, man, people are much more likely to invest into you when you got a clear plan versus if you just winging it, right? And so talk to your family and friends, get someone to invest into you so you can become an affluent artist, all right? And then also, you can have PayPal invest into you as well. So PayPal has a great program called PayPal Credit. They have no payments and no interest if you pay it in full in 6 months, all right, on purchases of $99 or more. So if you use PayPal, you do have to pay in full, okay? So you can go to paypal.com/credit to apply right now. So you can open up a new tab on your computer or your mobile phone, go to paypal.com/credit. You can apply and you can know if you get a credit line within seconds so you can invest into yourself to become an affluent artist, all right? A lot of artists use this option as well. And then when you come back to the affluentartist.com checkout page, you can select PayPal as an option and use your new PayPal credit line, okay? And then again, you can go through the program, start selling art, pay PayPal back, and don't have any interest payment, all right? So affluent artists, the time is now, man. Let's rock and roll as we close out. If you got any questions, type your question in the chat. Man, join now at affluentartist.com if you're ready to get like Miss Raquel West here. So she said, after connecting with Sharess and actively implementing the wisdom that I learned, without negotiation or hesitation, this collector purchased this piece at my $1,200 asking price. I am beyond grateful for the knowledge and the quick turnaround. All right. So enroll at affluentartist.com. If you need help, you can text join to 470-777-7549. All right. So let's accomplish your dreams together. Because listen, as a fellow artist, I know that struggle with selling art can be real. But when it's gone from your life, how will you feel about that? Like, how much better will your life be when you got a system to sell your art instead of winging it and hoping and wishing that it happens, okay? Man, how much stress does working a job and never having enough money cause in your mind and your body right now? Because after you join, listen, it's gone. It's like poof, right? Let me know if you can feel the difference. Just put yourself in that future state where you got a system, a community, and a step-by-step process. And it all starts by going to the link below and joining now at affluentartist.com, all right? So let's get started right now. Man, I'm going to walk out and show you how you can get enrolled. Man, go to affluentartist.com and join right now. So let me pop out real quick. Let me come back. And so when you go to affluentartist.com, it's going to bring you to our order page. It says, yes, Sharess, I'm in. You see, you got a little bit over 3 days to get this special offer before the price increases. All right. And we're going to walk you through the offer. We talk about the 110% money back guarantee. All you got to do is put your name, email, phone number, your address, and choose your enrollment plan. Okay. And so you can choose the full pay if you want that full pay bonus to hop on live with me to find your high income collectors. If you need a more affordable payment plan, you can choose the payment plan as well. Okay. And then if you want a fast start success call with our team, you can add that to your order right there. And then all you got to do is order below. All right. And so you can choose PayPal as an option if you want to use PayPal, but you can also put your credit or debit card in as well. All right. So put in your 16-digit card number, put your expiration in, your security code, choose your country, and then also your zip code. and then click the blue join now button to enroll. All right. So we are excited to see you on the inside. After you join, check your email for your receipt and your welcome email that's going to show you how to get access to everything in the Affluent Artist Masterclass. Okay. So let me come on back one time. All right. And so if we got any questions, type your questions in the chat. If not, we're going to get up out of here pretty soon. All right. If you got a question, type your question in the chat. Let me know. All right. But again, Affluent Artist, man, get started now. We are excited to serve you and see you on the inside. I want to recap the offer. You see, we still got a lot of artists on. If you got a question, please type your question. This is your time to get help live. Okay. You can get some personal help. Ask your questions. You talking to me. I am the creator of this program and this community and the artwork app. So if you got a question, this is a great time to ask. All right. So get started now. Go to affluentartist.com to enroll. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get that Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get some powerful bonuses as well. You get that luxury pricing method, that automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to hop on with me to find your collectors. All right. So that's a total value of $10,600. But we got a special 94% off for only $9.99 if you want to pay in full. Or if you need a payment plan, it's only $4.99 one time, then only $50 a month when you enroll at affluentartist.com. Also, if you need help ordering, our team is standing by. They'll give you a call. Text JOIN to 470-777-7549. All right. So please be patient as artists text JOIN. If they're using that, my team will call you as soon as they can. All right. So we still got a lot of artists on, man. If y'all got some questions, type your questions in the chat. Let me know how I can help you. If not, we're going to be getting up out of here in a minute. All right. Want to wait a couple of more minutes to see if any artists have any questions. I got my chat up here right here. All right. Congratulations to all the artists that joined. If you got a question, let me know in the chat. All right. All right. And if we don't have any questions, I'm going to get up out of here, man. We are live. All right. So let me do one more recap. I don't see any new questions. We went through the FAQs. So again, Affluent Artists, get started now. All right. When you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to that Artwork Gold account. You're going to become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to hop on and find your collectors live with me. All right. That's a total value of $10,600, but you can join for a fraction of that today with our special 94% off for only $9.99. All right. Also, if you need a more affordable payment plan, it's only $4.99 one time, then only $50 a month when you go to affluentartist.com. If you need help ordering, text JOIN to 470-777-7549, and our team will call you to help you get signed up. All right, cool. So I don't see any other questions, man. I'm going to sign off. Peace and much blessings to you all. Thank you for joining, man. I hope you learned something that you're going to apply to start selling your art. Okay, even if it's belief, whether it's that art story, using artwork, using that financial layering to target high income collectors, or enrolling in the Affluent Artist, man, and joining our team so we can sell art with you and hold your hand to help you hit your revenue goals. All right. So we got a step-by-step system, man. It's powerful. It's simple. It's easy to use. And you get live support every single week and 24/7 support inside of our community. All right. So again, get started now. Go to affluentartist.com to enroll. If you need help ordering, text JOIN to 470-777-7549. Peace and much love to everybody. I don't see any other questions. Man, y'all have a wonderful evening. And all the artists that join, we'll see you on the inside, man. Excited to see your introductions and your art. And just really to help you just become a full-time artist, man, and really start selling your art. All right. Y'all have a great night. See y'all next time.